What was something you did as a kid that you thought was badass but as an adult you find cringy? I used to walk and talk like a gangster. How embarrassing. There are a lot of adults that still do that even though they're the furthest thing from gangsters. While Mom was busy at the bank teller's window, I spotted a long row of light switches in a remote area of the lobby. As a badass kid, I reached up and turned off the entire row, plunging the bank in darkness. That, in turn, called the cops because bank staff thought the place was being robbed. Holy shit. Did your mom know it was you? Eating ants. This thread is full of seemingly normal stuff and this man is eating ants. Grade 1 I took one of those chocolate coins in gold foil, put a hole in it and ran a string through, and tied her around my neck, went to school bragging I won a medal in a hockey tournament, SMH. This is hilarious. I thought I'd look so cool and badass drinking orange juice while eating mints at the same time without flinching or gagging. I did this at school and at various events. Thanks to that, I can now handle doing that no problem, but it's bad knowing why it doesn't bother me. Okay, that is funny. Back in kindergarten I used to run with my hands behind my back like Naruto. I would Naruto run. This was way before it was a meme and I only did it because my uncle, who lived with us at the time, showed me all his anime from when he was a kid. Edit, I now remember thinking it made me faster. Blasting my music from my car with the windows down and sunglasses on, cool face. Every time a car comes by that shakes my house I have to remind myself that it's payback for when I was in high school. I'd walk around the neighborhood with a toy lightsaber and challenge any kid I saw to a duel. Same thing when I got a dual disc. Edit, I'm glad nearly 500 of you kind people agree that this is badass. I would love to demolish any of you fine fools in battle if we cross paths. The only problem I see with this being done as an adult is that I don't have my own dual disc or lightsaber to duel you with. And really, that's more my issue than it is yours. I used to wear 2 Hollister shirts with both collars popped up all the time. Jesus, I hate looking at those pictures in my mom's house. When you pop your collar, the bitch is gone holler. Fashion designer here, popped collars originate in tennis and golf as a way to block your neck from the sun. Those two sports being traditionally rich people sports, the trend was adopted as a status symbol by the young Brooks Brothers / Vineyard Vines Northeast preppy crowd who took it to college with them and passed the trend to the wannabe rich kid Abercrombie and Aeropostale crowd who were then emulated by their younger brothers in high school who ushered in the rightful death of this trend in the mid-2000s. Perhaps it would revive again in 20 years when the kids of the people who embraced this trend see pictures of their dads with popped collars and then do it to be ironic. Until then, your only option for successfully pulling of this not trend is to be a douche among douches. Fishnet stockings. Not just black. I also had a few neon colors that I'd mix and match. And not just with skirts. I also wore them with jean shorts. But not just for legs. When they'd rip too badly to use as stockings, I'd cut them into strips and wear them on my arms. I still think fishnets are sexy. I had a rat tail when I was like 6. You and many other unfortunate kids. I was fortunate enough that my dad thought it was the dumbest trend. Fuck, I literally had one because my stepdad thought they were so cool. I tried to give my mom one of those all my life kind of speeches. It didn't go like the movies. This is the kind of cringe that keeps you up at night when you're trying to fall asleep. Being a dick to teachers. I literally cringe when I think about my buddies and I making a new teacher quit. She had probably always wanted to be one, and a bunch of punk-ass suburban kids ruined it for her. We did this to a male teacher. He was a kind and gentle person. We were asshats. We threw his stuff out the windows, staged fights, act. We made him hate going to work. One day he just didn't show up. One of the most vital, honorable and selfless professions that exist, and I was a part of destroying this man and his dreams. It hurts. Edit, this incident was about 45 years ago. I quit teaching after 6 years. I have no idea how America can turn around the terrible culture in schools. Slapping the top of the doorframe in grade school. Purposely missing the top of the doorframe in grade school. Wearing aviators that were way too big for my face. Did you mean my entire teenage experience? I thought raising my eyebrow at every little thing made me look cool. Looking back, it looked like I had problems. Maybe you did. Maybe you did. Brow, do you even lift? Trying to prank the police by calling them. I felt badass, like I fear nothing for like 5 minutes, until they called back my parents because the phone number was displayed. Now I find it not only cringy but also pretty dangerous. Everyone acting gangsta until 911 call you. Wear JNCOs. 90s kids know what's up. I miss JNCOs. It was nice being able to sneak a 2-liter soda around back when schools banned you from having anything to drink. Yup, I once sneaked a 6-pack of 20 ounces rum and cokes into a college football game using a pair of JNCOs and a Thrasher shirt that was about 3 sizes too big. 2 bottles in each back pocket and 1 in each front pocket. I tried skateboarding. I failed. Skateboarding is really hard in my opinion. I switched to longboarding because of how freeing it feels. Smile. Doing tricks and stuff? Yes, very hard. You basically just have to be not afraid to break your ankles. Saying bad morning to the teacher. Saying present instead of here. Saying absent when your name is called. Nothing. Glances at backstory write-ups for every pen and paper RPG character I made between the ages of 12 and 19 / nothing at all. That shit's in now, so you were just cool in advance. Curse word in almost every sentence. Don't do it unless you're Joe Pesci. I'm Gordon Ramsay. _Psy_, you get a pass. Wear a green and blue chiffon scarf around my neck while sporting a green t-shirt with a teal, blue and green plaid skirt and a green plaid headband. Which of course matched the green chain on my braces. So hot /s. I used to wear padlocks on my belt loops. For extra stupid, they were padlocks I'd busted off the lockers in P class with a shoe. So there I was walking around with 4 or so padlocks dangling from the belt loops of my JNCOs. Got dat drip. Picking up the landline phone, dialing a random number and attempting to prank the caller on the other side. Hello, is Mr. Wall there please? He isn't? Can I talk to Mrs. Wall? Are you telling me there are no walls there? What's keeping the roof up then? I'm so using this. Apparently bandanas looked cool, was into Guns N' Roses as young teen, but it wasn't a proper one, it was my granny's neck scarf lol. It's an ascot. It's gay Freddy. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you need to know. I ate flower roots because I thought it would turn me into a fairy or a nymph. I had one wild imagination. How do you know it didn't work? I think that's cool in retrospect, not cringy. Smoking. Smoking literal grass rolled up in newspaper with friends when I was 12. Turned into cigarettes within a week or 2. One of the friends was buying weed off a guy on the school bus before the end of the quarter. He was the more straight and narrow out of the group too. I learned more about cigarettes, alcohol, and drugs from the Boy Scouts than I did about camping. Grass, the gateway drug. I remember signing up for a martial arts class and wearing a black and red GI and a red belt on my first day thinking I would look totally badass. My instructor made me take off the belt and GI top and told me to never do that again. This is the martial arts equivalent to wearing a white gown to someone else's wedding. Lamau yes.